Hello, 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 Reiki Studio. Thank you for joining us. Reiki Studio was developed to empower your light. So wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, just to refresh and refuel and to educate and grow. And that's where I asked about the panelists. I brought the panelists together about last fall in 2020 and to help have them be in the spotlight to learn and grow and as they explore their education and development and teaching. It also helps you connect and flow and get some education and just grow with it. So this month we're honoring the solar plexus. And as we honor the solar plexus, I hope the information will help with whatever it is. If it could be overactive, understand the sequencings and the patterns of your solar plexus. What is it when it's overactive or underactive? What does it feel, or what is performing? What is going on with you? So we're going to have Rhonda Hart help us out, Karen Kaig, and Dana. But I think Dana's video is a little blackened right now, so we're going to ask her and see if we can ask her to come out for a little bit. There she is. There she is. So I just want you guys to, if you have any questions, please put them on the chat. All right. And I am your moderator, so I'll be looking at the Facebook chat and trying to address the questions for you. So if you go ahead and do that sooner than later, then I'm able to get it to the panelists right away. Or if you just want to make a comment, that's great too. So I want to introduce our panelists and let them all say hello. And then we're going to have Dana start us out. So Rhonda, would you like to say hello?
Hi, everyone. I'm Rhonda Hart. I'm a Reiki master, and I'm from Monroe, Michigan.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Hey, everybody. My name's Karen Kaig, and I live in beautiful Northwest Arkansas in the Ozark Mountains. And yeah, that's me.
Thank you. And Dana, introduce yourself, and let's go on and try to give a little bit of knowledge about the solar plexus.
All right. I love the solar plexus, because that's all about me. So, the solar plexus is a yellow golden color. It goes at 528 hertz, which is all about the love. I'm all about love is the answer. And then, it goes with your eyes, what you see, how you perceive things, how you take things in the world. And it's a 10-petal lotus. And in the middle of the lotus, it has a downward triangle. And the downward triangle is the fire. And so the sound of the solar plexus is even fun to make because you have to do your tongue, the drrr. Y'all know how to do that? Drrr. Yeah, you just put your tongue, barely touch the top of your mouth and just blow, and your tongue will vibrate, and you just kind of make the noise. So when you do the solar plexus, it starts out like that. It's rum. That's your sound. Rum. And the vibration is getting this energy flowing in this area, and you rum. And it's fun to think about rum, the pirates, all that kind of stuff. So. And it is called the Manipure. And, I'm Pura. I don't really know how you say it exactly, Manipura. Mani is gem. So we're all gems. We're all jewels. And it's about a city. The Pura part is the city. So the dwelling place. So the Manipura is the gem that dwells inside of you. It's your inner beauty. So it's who we are. This is the I place. And I love me. I love me. So when we say I, who is I? Excuse me. I'm not Dana. That's how you associate me. I'm not Ren and Drake, my son's mother. If I go to the store, I'm not going to say, Ren and Drake's mom's going to the store. I'm going to say, I'm going to the store. If I'm talking to you and I'm coming to visit you at your house, I'm going to say, I'm coming to your house. I'm not going to say Dana's fixing to ride over to your house. So this is all about me, who I am. And if you're unbalanced in this chakra, you're crazy. There's just no way around it. You're on an ego trip. You got bad judgment. You lashing out at everybody. You don't want people around you or up in your business. And you have a lack of confidence. Some people are really sad and depressed. You know, if it's too close, you play the victim, the poor me. I'm so sad. Everybody feels sorry for me. And this manifests in your body in sickness. So if you play this victim forever and ever and ever, and it's always depressing in your life, sooner or later your body's going to get sick. And this is the place. The solar plexus is where all this starts. They say it's all about the gut. Well, it's true. That's where disease manifests, and that's where you digest what you take in. You know, people think we do everything with our brain, but our body is a lot more than a brain. We have us right here, and this is how we feel about things, not how we logically see things in our brain, but how we heartfelt feel about things is right here in your solar plexus. So if it's open, you're on a big ego trip. I'm better than you. I know everything. You don't know anything type person. And what we need to do is even out, kilter our solar plexus so that we can have a happy, normal. What is normal? I mean, you know, that's wide open for debate, because I don't think most people are normal. I think they're strange, but you know, that's okay. But what we want to bring balance to this area, and we can do that with affirmations. You know, you can say, I am the universe. I am independent. I am everything. I am beautiful. I'm here to create a cosmic life and a better world for the people around me. These are things we can tell ourselves, make ourselves feel good. And so what I would like to share with y'all today is a breathing technique. And it's something you have to get better with time with, because it gets it's not a complicated thing, but it's hard to keep it all in rhythm and do it. And it goes at a fast pace. So what it's called is the breath of fire. And what I'm going to have to do is move my laptop so y'all can see. I had to come in the living room so I could sit on the floor, because you do this sitting down. So give me just a minute. Let me see if I got it set. Okay, can you still see me? Can you see my belly? Okay.
Beautiful.
So what we're going to do here, the breath of fire. You know, when you breathe in, everything on a normal day-to-day basis, when you're breathing right here. You're breathing in a little air, you're breathing out a little air. You're never going way down here. So you're like shutting off the bottom part of your lungs, or just sitting down here doing nothing, wrinkling away to nothing. So we need to expand those lungs and get those lungs out to where we need them to be. So what we do here, the breath of fire, when you breathe in, you just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, normal breath. What we're going to do in the breath of fire is we're going to breathe in our nose and out our nose. But what I want to show you first, when you breathe in, like if you were taking a big gasp of air, do that. Take a big gasp. Okay, when you do that, put your hand on your body and feel where that air is going. Where do you think that air is going? It's kind of going right in here. Okay, and that's as deep as most people take a breath ever. I mean, that's gasping for air. You know, there it is. It's going right there. Well, what we got to do is we got to bring that breath down below the belly button. We got to get that belly moving when we take a breath. So when you take that deep breath, I want you to drop it on down into your belly. Bring it, take a little bit deeper breath and bring it on down into the belly. So that belly is full of the air. You got me? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and out. And as you breathe in, I want you to put your fingers on your belly button and physically push in your belly button when you're breathing out. So you're getting all the air out. So when you breathe in, your fingers are going to come out. When you breathe out, they're going to go in. Like that, but you're going to be doing it through your nose. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it really fast as you can do it. We're going to do 3 sets of them. And the first 2 sets, I want you to keep your hands on your belly. And the third set, we're going to do Ngasha prayer. And when I do this meditation, and it is a meditation, I'm just teaching you the breath part of it. It is a breath of fire meditation. But when I do this at home, this is where I do it, unless I'm out in the yard. A lot of times I do my meditations in the yard. I have a whole meditation corner dedicated. But I have, you see, I got my essential oil thing back here burning. And I have these crystals that I use. I have 4 of them. And they're clearing crystals, selenite. So they help clear the energy. And when I work on the solar plexus, I like to do a forgiveness meditation. That's what I like to meditate on. Forgiveness for myself. Because we as especially as women, and some men do too, we take on a lot of people's burdens. We take blame. If our kids do something wrong, we take the blame for, oh, if I would have been a better mom, or if I would, and it's really not our fault. They're grown. What they do is on them. But we're still that type of person. So I take these and I put one to the south, and I live, that's south for me, and one to the north. And then when I do the meditation, because I already know the breathing technique, so I don't need my hands, I do it like this. So one's going east, one's going west, and then I've got the one on the floor going north and the one in the back going south. So it's clearing everything around me. And I got the forgiveness incense burning. And I'm just going to breathe and let my body just breathe. And it's going to be breathing so hard, you're going to feel like you run a mile or just had some really great sex, however you want to take it. But it's so good for you. It's hard. And I want you to start out slow doing this. We're going to start slow. And then you just get faster. And you're not going to do this for very long, you know, maybe starting out 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute each time, because you'll hyperventilate. So you definitely don't want to do that. But okay. I'm going to do with y'all though. My hands are on my belly button. Y'all ready? Put your hands on your belly button. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your nose. Now, when you breathe out, you're pushing that belly in. In through your nose, your belly's going to get bigger. So your hands are going to come out. Now breathe out, push in. Breathe in, the hands go out. Breathe out, the hands go in. Okay, and then just make that faster. So it's going to look something like this. Take a break. Take a breath. Bring the heaven up. Bring the heaven down. Put your hands back on your belly. Start to breathe slow. Start out slow, and then just work your way up to fast. In through your nose. Hands go out. Breathe out. Hands go in. In through your nose, hands go out. Breathe in, hands go in. And then we want to do it fast. And just breathing through your nose, keep your mouth shut. Raise the earth up. And your palms are going to be down when you do that. You're pulling the energy up from the earth, bringing it up, gathering it around in a big circle, and pulling it right back down, putting it right in your belly. And when you're doing the raise the earth and bringing the the heavens down, you can think about your solar plexus, the gold color of the sun coming in. Put that yellow, put that 528 hertz of love in there, have it playing in the background. You know, go on YouTube and put some meditation music. And the third time after we do that, we're going to put our hands in Gosha. And that's just going to be as a thank you prayer. It's kind of a self-understood. People that don't know, this is called a Gosha hand. And it's just something that we do in meditation. Or you could say namaste, which means I love the inside of you and you love the inside of me. It doesn't mean that I like you. It means that I love and respect the inside of you. So when people do that, now you know what that means. So, but put your hands right here. And then you're going to do the same breathing technique. Start out slow. In through your nose, out through your mouth. When you go in through your nose, your belly's going to go out. Okay, and as you get faster, make sure your mouth is shut. And then you're going to take it down, palms down, bring up the earth, come up, gather the energy from the heavens, bring it down, and put it in your belly. And you should feel an energy surge when you do that. Just through your whole body, a little tingle. It's really intense. And when you do it, you know, of course, we did it very short here today, but you would do it as long as you could do it without making yourself cough or hyperventilate. But it's so good for you, y'all. And that's about all I had for y'all today. So namaste. And thank you, Kathy, for having us. Thanks, y'all, for coming.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Dana. Namaste to you too. I really like that. So if I was a beginner of doing the fire breath, would you recommend just doing it for 30 seconds at a time, minutes at a time? What would you recommend?
I would recommend never trying to go as fast as I was going, first of all. First, you got to get your rhythm with your mouth closed. I'm bad to leave my mouth open because a lot of exercises you want to breathe through your mouth. So you want your mouth closed. And just kind of increase your speed as you're comfortable with your rhythm. If you lose your rhythm, you need to start back over because the rhythm is very important. What this is doing, what this is, you know, this is your digestive system, your stomach, your colon, all of this. And this is your fire. You know, when I talked about the 10-petal lotus earlier, I told you the diamond at the triangle at the bottom is red. And the reason is because this is your fire. This is your gut. This is your wow, you know, this is, and it's made of fire. And so, and the reason for that is because it takes energy to digest our food. And I won't get on the fasting thing, but sometimes we need to get a little break in there and fast and let this area rest, because if we're eating all day, we're just burning our fires to the max. And sometimes they need to take a little break. But what that breath is causing those muscles to move fast, in and out, in and out, in and out. So it's just like exercising. Right. It's got that burn going on in there.
Right.
And that is causing digestion in your body, helping your body to clear out all the toxins that are in there.
That makes sense. Thank you.
All right, Kat, have a good day.
You're like, I'm done. So, you know,
well, I'll jack my jaws forever. I have to just stop.
Oh, I know, it's fun. So just things to just reflect by. It's like, how do you realize you have an overactive or underactive chakra? You know, are you feeling confident? Are you feeling independent? Are you self-disciplined? Are you taking on responsibilities in your life? Do you feel a sense of freedom when you make a choice? Right? I know I do. Gosh, do I, you know, when I finally make that choice. Are you confident? Do you value your work? Do you consider yourself proactive than reactive or inactive? You know, just some things just to think about, because Rhonda's going to come up here and she's going to talk about these things and what you can do to help balance your system, right? Your power system, because, you know, this chakra here powers everything up. When you feel good, I know when I was doing the exercise for Dana, it actually loosened my sacral. And it was really heavy, and it actually loosened that up. And as I breathed, and it felt really good. So thank you, Dana, for that exercise. That was awesome. So Rhonda, would you like to join us and talk?
The solar plexus being yellow represents that it wants us to get out in sun more. It wants us to not see ourselves as a victim and start seeing ourselves as empowered. So some affirmations that you could also say, besides the ones that Dana said, was, I embrace my strength. I can do this. And then stretching your body. So I'm going to go over a few of those. And then eating starchy foods such as squash, corn, oats. And another thing is that engage your willpower by setting goals. And that can help with your chakra, because it gives you the empowerment. It gives you something to look forward to, and that can help. And then we have crystals. So I'm going to go into a little bit of everything with that. What Dana did could be considered sound therapy, as well as a breathing exercise. So it's kind of nice. But one thing I love to start with is that a tea, because I found this amazing information that every chakra has a tea that you can drink. And for the solar plex, they recommend rosemary, fennel, or cinnamon. And that can help with your solar plex chakra. For food, you can eat like yellow apples, figs, lemons, kiwis, yellow pears, pineapple, yellow watermelon, yellow beets, yellow peppers, potatoes, rutabagas or turnips, summer squash, yellow corn, yellow tomatoes, or winter squash, also known as acorn squash, which is one of my favorites. You can also eat apricots, cantaloupe, mangoes, nectarines, oranges, papayas, peaches, persimmons, tangerines, butternut squash, carrots, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, orange peppers, orange tomatoes. And so that is just some of the really good food that you can eat. There's so many different crystals that cover this, but you could amber, yellow topaz, yellow sapphire, yellow apatite, argonite, rutilized quartz. I don't know if you can see this, but I have a really beautiful piece. Citrine, sunstone, tiger's eye. There's fire opal, yellow tourmaline, which tourmaline is one of my personal favorite stones. A golden healer, citrine, and citrine can come in a lot of different varieties, but it's a great one. Yellow calcite, imperial topaz, pyrite, honey calcite. And then one of the best things is stretching. And Kathy, I don't know if you have that picture that you can put up.
Which picture do you want?
The yoga one.
See what we got here. This one here? The yoga?
No. I have it. I can hold it up. Yeah, that one right there.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. You have the easy pose. The Lord, they call it the Lord of the Fishes, which I'm not sure why they call it that, but that one's a really nice one. That one kind of like rings out like unwanted energy. The balancing table, the camel pose, the child pose is a really good one.
That's my
Pretty
favorite.
much anyone. Some of these are more advanced. The top ones are more like beginner poses, and the lower ones are more like advanced. Some of them are advanced poses. So don't feel like you have to be able to do all of these poses to be able to stretch and balance out your chakra. But so like the downward dog, you can work that pretty easy. You just bend over and you can move your legs back. You don't ever want to be super uncomfortable. You're just trying to stretch a little bit. The warrior pose is a good one. I really like even the cobra pose. Even that can just like really help stretch that stomach area. And that's a really good one. And you can be a beginner and be able to do that. So it's just really nice. They have, so you have the crystals, the essential oils. Karen's going to go over, but you have all those different foods that I talked about. The yoga, it actually really does help heal a lot of the chakras. You have the healing. You have reflexology, where you can across the base of your palm. So there's different reflexology points that are on the paper on the left here. The sound therapy, like, and then meditation. So Dana went over meditation, and then honestly, just sitting, healing, sitting, dancing, singing, laughing with friends can actually heal the solar plex chakra as well. So that's what I have for you today. So thank you for listening.
Let me get this right here. Oops, here we go. Thank you very much, Rhonda. So I just wanted to show you guys a little diagram of the solar plexus, the little points that are actually on the base of the hand and on the foot that you could press onto, and it might relieve a little bit of that pressure. Also, a lot of these yoga poses, you can look it up on Google, it's called the sun salutation. And it is like a mixture of these yoga poses that you do. And it's kind of like a dance that you do for a sun salutation. It is pretty advanced, but you could take it easy on each one. And I'm sure you could find some kind of YouTube, or if I remember, I will go down and put something on Reiki Studio that somebody's actually performed it. Honestly, last time I performed it, I was in my 20s. So it's been a little bit of time. So I'm not saying that I can do that for you sometime. Maybe I could get there. I don't know, but that's kind of how that goes. So next is our oil expert, Miss Karen Kaag, and she's going to talk a little bit more about, well, of course, oils, and maybe who knows what she'll talk about after that.
Yeah, I thought, I want to talk a little bit about the oils. So Sam has been over here doing my throat chakra. He's my little Reiki master cat, so that would be ready to go. And I'm gonna have to put him down if I open any of these. If you have cats, their livers don't process essential oils the same as dogs and horses. I feel like I need to. I diffuse around my cats all the time, but I don't apply them. You can if you like super dilute them, but anyway.
Is there any?
Normally, go ahead.
So I'm sorry, but with cats, since you got the cat and he's like wanting to talk, he's telling you to talk more. Is there certain oils they shouldn't be around?
Yeah, like tea tree is not good, but if I just diffuse, and I never like lock them in a room with a diffuser, so they can always leave, and I just don't.
Okay.
Some people do, apply. I guess if I were out in the wilderness and didn't have anything, I didn't have access to a veterinarian, I would probably do
maybe
that,
like antibacterial ones like oregano and
Yeah,
those.
see, those are so strong.
Yeah.
And they just, and even with dogs, I mean, their noses are so sensitive that they really are super sensitive to them. But since he was up here, I thought I would just give that little public service announcement.
Oh, I
But
like that. Thank you.
it's fine to diffuse if you're using quality oils. It's fine to diffuse around them. Just don't like. I've had people say like, "Oh, I'm going to save on flea stuff, and I'm going to like load them down with essential oils." Like, no, you're going to kill them. Don't do that. So, anyway, so we're talking about the sacral chakra, and I pulled out some of my favorites for either overactive sacral chakra. I've done a lot of work on my sacral chakra because
Solar plexus. We did
yeah.
sacral last week.
Oh, am I saying sacral? I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's okay.
I've done a lot of my sacral chakra too. That's why that wanted to come out of my mouth, I suppose. But on the solar plexus as well. Overactive. Well, my name's Karen, for God's sakes, right? So if you want to know, when you look at Karens on the internet, yeah, that's like overactive sacral chakra, right? Like too big ego. It's like, I'm going to call the manager. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. I'm not that kind of Karen though. But if I have trouble with, like Dana was saying, like just like people are, you just feel like everything is irritating you, then maybe you need to like calm that down. We call lavender the Swiss Army knife of essential oils, and it's good for all sorts of things. But if you feel like you're just really like, lavender, I like to diffuse it. Since you were pointing out the spots like on the hand, that, and no matter how much I stretch around, I'm not gonna be able to get my foot up here and go like, here's where you put it. It's like in the arch of your foot, but you could put just a little bit right here, right on. This is where your sacral, your sacral, there it is. Sacral, I keep saying sacral. This is where your solar plexus chakra is. So you could just put a little dab of oil right there. Or you could just put it right there on your solar plexus if you feel like you need to calm down. Another one I like to diffuse or apply, mainly I diffuse it, is, and I talked about this before with blood pressure, because there was a Korean study, 2014, where clary sage did amazing things for women with high blood pressure. So that's really good for calming down that as well. Sometimes your overactive sacral chakra needs like a little calming with like releasing stuff. So my very favorite blend is called Release. And my favorite way to use this, and the way I used it the most, is I would put it not on the sacral chakra, but before I'd go to bed, I'd put just a couple of drops over here on top of my liver, because the sacral chakra controls the liver, and the liver is where you store all of your anger. And so if you've got a lot of anger issues, like Dana and Rhonda were talking about, like that overactive, like too much, like, then, oh my gosh, actually, I was kind of depressed and I didn't even know I was angry. They say that depression is anger turned inward though, right? And so if you're struggling with depression, it may be that. And so this release oil has this particular blend. It has ylang-ylang, lavendin, not lavender, but a similar plant, geranium, sandalwood, and blue tansy. And this particular blend, when I would put it on my liver before I'd be like right over the liver before I'd go to sleep, okay, you'll have really weird dreams, but it helps release. It helps release all of that stuffed anger that, from whatever you've gone through in your life. Yeah. Another one that I like to use, just because sometimes your house is just stinky, but purification energetically, this is good for cleansing anger, for clearing. It has one of my favorite ones. It has lemongrass. It has citronella, lemongrass, rosemary. It has tea tree, Melaleuca alternifolia, lavender, and myrtle. Myrtle is also, I'll talk about that one probably for the throat chakra, but this is really good for releasing, cleansing. This would be a good one to diffuse as well when you're doing that fire breath that Dana was teaching us. That would be a good one to diffuse while you're doing that. Yeah. It would be really, really good. Have you got it? Which one are you diffusing? Oh, I can't see. What does it say? Forgiveness. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have that one too. That's a really good one. Forgiveness. I love that. One that I like to use that's sort of in the same family as forgiveness is the harmony oil. This is good just for balancing and keeping things in control. So if you're not feeling like you're in, like Kathy was saying at the beginning, when your sacral chakra, when your solar plexus chakra is in balance, you feel confident, you feel in control, you feel like you're making decisions based on what you want. You're being proactive and not reactive. So I like to use, if you're struggling with like forgiving yourself. I love how Dana said like forgiving yourself. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right, Dana, especially women, we're really hard on ourselves, harder on ourselves than anybody else. So use that forgiveness oil, use this harmony, diffuse it, put it right on your solar plexus, do the breathing, we're going to do some chanting here in just a minute too. That's a good one. Another one I like is transformation. And this one has, what's in transformation? It has lemon, peppermint, clary sage, which I just talked about, sandalwood, Idaho blue spruce, sacred frankincense. Young Living has 2 different frankincenses. They have the Boswellia carteri, which is sort of the regular, and then they have the Boswellia sacra, which you can only get from Young Living because it comes from Oman. We got permission to go in, and it's the only company in the world that can distill it and sell it. It used to be reserved for the Saudi and Omani royal families, but it has sacred frankincense. To me, it's a little bit more refined. And it also has cardamom, the spice, Palo Santo, which we all love, and ocotea. So this is a really good when you're trying to transform and balance. You know that you're depressed, no confidence, or the other end of the spectrum, you're a Karen. So yeah, you're like, so it's really good for balancing that. If you've got like, since I mentioned lemon in that blend, and I'm holding up the wrong bottle, I should be holding one with the white label. It's exactly the same oil, but the FDA makes you label it for ingestion or not. But lemon is a good liver cleanser. So Rhonda said, like she was talking about the solar plexus is good for sun. I mean, it's good to go out in the sun. So if you're drinking lemon water, you need to be careful because it does make you photosensitive. So if you drink lemon water every day, then you can't, if you're out in the sun, you're going to burn, especially if you're like lily white like me, you're going to get really burned. But I love to drink lemon water because it helps flush out. Like Dana was talking about fasting, which I probably need to do that. Thank you, Dana. I'm taking that as a message from the universe. But lemon water is really good to flush those toxins out of the liver, flush out your system. And I love the lemon oil. Somebody asked me once, well, why would I want to drink lemon essential oil in my water rather than just lemon juice? And the answer is lemon juice has citric acid, which will eat the enamel off of your teeth. And the essential oil, because it is cold pressed from the rinds, does not have the citric acid. So it's not going to eat the enamel off your teeth. So the lemon essential oil is actually better than the lemon juice. Talking about digestion, one of the best ones for the sacral solar plexus, I don't know why I keep saying that. The solar plexus chakra is fennel, which smells like licorice because it's super, super strong, but it's also good for if you're having digestive issues. That's probably, like Dana was saying, those emotional things, if you don't take care of them, if you don't release them, then they're going to turn into digestive issues. So if it's that far gone, then, Rhonda said fennel tea, right? So if you've got, again, you need to have the one that has the white label, but it's the same oil, and it's super strong. So I would make like 1 drop to a pot, to make you a little bit of fennel tea, and that would be really good for cleansing you out. Also, ginger, of course, that's a well-known digestive. You could also make a tea. I wouldn't diffuse it. I don't particularly like how ginger smells. Let me see. Maybe I've changed. No, no, would not. No, do not do. Well, no, I wouldn't diffuse that. Oh, sorry, basil. Now we're getting into. This would be an interesting tea. This one is labeled for the ingestion. It's the vitality line, but that it's crisp and you can. I like to diffuse basil. Although one time I did put basil and orange together in the diffuser. My son came in and he goes, "Oh my God, Mom, what are you diffusing?" I'm like, it sounded like it would be good. Just be careful with the diffuser. Okay. So also stimulating. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're not feeling confident. You feel overwhelmed. All of those things you can do. Okay, Rhonda, this is your favorite. Jasmine. In fact, I put this on before we started. It's super sweet, but the little jasmine flowers are white, or a lot of times they're yellow. Associated with that, it's uplifting. It's happy. Lemongrass. I've already mentioned it in some of the blends. This one is also for ingestion, so you could do a little tea for your solar plexus. You can diffuse it. Bergamot. Talk about citrusy things. Bergamot is a really good oil for make a little tea with it for your solar plexus, or you can diffuse it. You can make some really good diffuser blends. Just kind of experiment. Like I said, maybe not orange and basil, but oh yeah, but that's a really good one. And juniper. This is an amazing oil for the solar plexus chakra. This one might be a good one to put. I don't know if I'd diffuse it all over my house, but I do like to. If you don't have a diffuser, just get a drop, rub it between your hands like this, and go. Do that. So, in fact, on some of the pricier oils, yeah, I'm not going to just diffuse it out and make my whole house like a spiritual sanctuary, maybe. But if it's really, really pricey, I'll just put like one tiny drop on my hand and do that. And you know what? And just that breathing is really, really calming and balancing. So I think those are my favorite oils. Are there any questions about the oils before we do a little chanting like Dana said?
No, people saying hello. Oh,
Dana
has one. My favorite is geranium. I love geranium.
Oh, I forgot to bring that one over. Wait,
my favorite.
I have it? Thank you. Yes, it's also good. Thank you. I forgot about it. That's an old bottle.
Dana has a question.
It's uplifting. It's a geranium's a good one, like jasmine, for getting things moving.
I put that in my classes when I have live classes right in the beginning, because people just really feel alive and like sweet, and it's just so yummy. It's expensive, but it's yummy.
Yeah. Mix it with some orange. Orange is cheap. All the citrus oils, because they're cold pressed from rinds, they're cheaper because they're easier to get. So do like 3 drops of geranium and 7 drops of orange and see how that goes.
Okay, I will. Thank you. I think Dana has a question.
Yeah.
I really didn't have a question. It's just something I'm sure you said before.
Maybe not.
When you're dealing with the oils, I like to really implant this in people's minds. And what made me think about it is the lemon oil. You don't want to use oil every day. You want to use it 2 weeks, take a week off, and start again. So when you're drinking that lemon oil, maybe use the lemon oil for 2 weeks, and then maybe for the next 2 weeks use the tangerine oil, and then the next 2 weeks use the orange oil, because your body needs if you use something, you become addicted to it, and you don't become addicted to essential oils, but it's more like an antibiotic. Your body becomes so used to it that it's not doing what it should be doing. So you don't want to do it constantly. And I know, like, if you're in pain, you're going to put that pain oil on there. But when the pain eases up a little bit, if there's something else, if you can just rub it with hot water or hot rag and ease it up a little bit, you want to do that, because you don't want your body to get so used to the essential oils that it doesn't I don't know how
respond. It doesn't respond
right when you need it. Because
that's true.
Some people will use oils and they will overdo it, and then they get sick. And it's the same thing with my Healy frequency thing. People will overdo it, and then they broke out in this whole big old rash, and they're like, oh my God, what happened? Well, you know, you go to the hospital and you've been drinking ginger and lemon, and you're sick and you don't know why, and you've been consuming tons of it, and you shouldn't have been taking but maybe a teeny fragment of a drop inside your body, and you've consumed a 5 milliliter bottle in a week. Well, what do you think? You're going to get sick.
That's
So
right.
it's important to learn how to use your oils. It's so very important. And I love my oils, and I'm all about some oils. And I think it's wonderful, Karen, sharing all this with y'all. But I just want you to be careful how you ingest your oils.
That's
and
right.
And the juniper, you know what I do with juniper? And I know I think it might be a little bit on the costly side, but I do love the smell of it. I have it in a squirt bottle in my bedroom, and I spray my carpets and my bedding linen with juniper. It's woodsy, aromatic, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's right. You know, and Dana, sometimes I'll switch up, like sometimes I'll use wintergreen or the Panaway, and then I'll switch and use a different oil for pain or something, because it'll stop being as effective, or depends on what kind of a pain it is. And everybody's body chemistry is different as well. And
You
if
build
you're,
an immune to it. You
yeah,
become immune to it.
you do. Just like, okay, because when you think about drugs, pharmaceuticals that people become addicted to, most drugs started from plants, you know, like aspirin came from willow bark. And I mean, and they're so potent. Sometimes people go like, oh my gosh, those oils are so expensive. It's like, well, you're not like putting 10 drops in a cup. It's like she said, like sometimes it's just half a drop. I mean, they're so powerful that you don't need much. Don't overdo it. And go ahead, Rhonda.
Oh, I was just going to say that I make a empath roller, and basil and jasmine are two. There's more than that in there, but those are two of the oils I put in it. But it's so important that people understand that if you're going to be putting something on your skin, that you have to have it mixed with the carrier. You need to dilute it. Like,
Yeah.
so
Carrier oil.
Mm-hmm. I do a lot of them neat, but some are that we call hot oils, and I'm really fair, so yeah. And kids always.
I do the raindrop massage.
I do too.
And you have to do those oils. Let me tell y'all something really funny really quick, and then I'll go on with let Karen finish her thing. The first time, my first experience with an essential oil, I was sick. I had a cough. I worked in a plant, a lot of stuff, you know. I was a machinist for a long time. So we built airplane engines. Hey, I can fly planes too. I have my pilot license. But my mom's friends said, if you'll take some oregano oil and swallow it, it'll get rid of that cough. Well, I wasn't thinking about my mom's friend. I should have known. She's, you know, I won't call her name, but she will get you when she can. Okay, so she got me. So me and my mom left her house, and we went to the health food store, and we bought a bottle of oregano. And I said, Mama, have you ever done it? She said, no, I've never done essential oils. I said, I've never done essential oils either. I said, we're both going to do it together. I'm going to throw a drop in my mouth, a drop in your mouth. And so I went, and oh my God, you want to talk about dying on fire oregano? And I mean, we poured it in there. We were both in the car choking to death. So yeah, be careful with your.
No, seriously, yeah. I had a friend put Thieves, which has the cinnamon, clove, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus, and she put it. Somebody told her like, "Oh, it will. It's really good for us." She put a drop, and she said, "Girl," she said, "I just had to go over to the sink." She said, "I was just like, oh, you know, just like saliva was just coming out of her mouth." I'm like, "Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that."
You know what?
Yeah,
I do use the Thieves spray.
Yeah, but it's diluted.
I do in my mouth.
I do too, but that's diluted. She just put drops. I was like, that's pretty hot. Clove is really hot. Cinnamon's pretty hot. Yeah. So okay, let's just to kind of wrap this up, Kathy. I know I think it'd be a good way to kind of close. As Dana talked about the Ram, and it's so I used to teach Spanish, and I know that there are some people who are genetically incapable of going, "Rrr." They can't do it. So if you can't go, like she said, put your tongue right here at the alveolar ridge tip and go, you know, blow. If you can't do that, ram, ram, ram. If you can't do that, just go ram, ram. It's okay. Do it that way. And since the note for the solar plexus is E, I've got just a cello drone. You can hear it. And it doesn't matter if you can hear me chanting, but just maybe start with a hum, sort of like, and breathe and picture that solar plexus, bright yellow, spinning in balance. And take deep breaths down into your belly like Dana showed you. Feel your belly come out. And if you are Reiki 2, you might envision a big power symbol there on your solar plexus. If you are the master, use your master symbol. If you're Karuna Reiki, I love to chant Yava, but you can just, even if you're not a Reiki practitioner, you can go Ram, 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 Ram. I start to see yellow. Ram, 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 Ram. It's a good chant to do, to feel your solar plexus moving in balance, in equilibrium, feeling powerful. I am confident. I achieve my goals.
Ram.
Ram, Ram. Okay. So that's just on YouTube. And I like to chant with that droning cello is really nice. Okay. Okay, Kathy, that's it for me.
That's it for you, huh? Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I actually feel very calm. I had to switch over like, oh, I have to talk now. But thank you so very much. Let me move that pen there for a minute. So thank you guys for joining us. And thank you everybody for saying hi to us, David, Meg, Mike, Della, Rachel, Daisy, Meg again, Austin, Lena, Jackie, Amy, Kathy. I didn't get you. Thank you so very much. So, with our solar plexus, listen to your gut feelings, honor them for this month. Just do something like that. Just like you get a gut feeling, honor it. Develop that relationship with your I, as Dana said. Here, your sacral, your sacred center of your I, who you are. Express your emotions comfortably. Try it. Give it the power. Discover your uniqueness. I can't even talk. And embrace your individuality. Embrace who you are. Even if you're a little more unique than you think than other people. Well, guess what? We're all unique. We're We're all special in our own little way, and our quirkiness might bring some smiles into somebody's life. And if it doesn't, then they could go onward. You know, it's your heart talking. Enjoy playing in the sun, like Rhonda said, enjoy and feel the joy. Feel the joy of just being in motion and movement and just, you know, living your day at the moment. You know, accomplish what you set out to do. Don't you feel good when you accomplish it? I'm getting there. I have a big task for me. And next week, this morning, I decided to launch my crystal grid class next Thursday, no matter what it takes. It's been 8 months and I'm feeling good. I brought that energy in me and my solar plexus saying, hey, listen, now you're a great creator. Now you got to launch it. And I got to bring that up into my solar plexus. I got to launch it there, right? So I put that out there and it felt good this morning. You know, it feels good to tell you guys that. It's a big relief. It's like, whoa, there you go. I got going, you know. Feel comfortable admitting that when you're wrong. You know, everybody, we're human. And if we're animal, they probably wouldn't even get attached that they're wrong or right. They just keep on going, you know? So it's like, just feel comfortable that you're wrong. It's okay. You know, do something nice every day for yourself. Remember, it's your eye. You know, take a walk, eat something nice, eat something yellow, you know, feel good about yourself. Feel like I am powerful. I can create whatever I will. You know, give yourself permission to be powerful. Use your power wisely. You know, your needs are just as important as everyone else's. Everyone that talked today said something about a woman taking on the burden of extra stuff. And we do. So in America, that's our society. That's what we're trained to do. You know, we work on it now and try to step away from that because we're just as important. You know, have a higher, hopefully all these things will help you have a higher self-esteem about yourself. You know, not every day I feel like I'm a most beautiful woman in the world, but when I feel real low about it, about my self-esteem or what I can produce, I give myself a little love and say, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to give me what I need to do to make me feel that way, to feel like I'm glowing and I am who I am. I am a big sunshine, you know? So, you know, hopefully this will help you with your success and you're planning out and you're launching it and, you know, you're able to be confident and secure. And that's what it is all about, is to be confident and secure with yourself and allow yourself to glow and shine. So I want to thank everybody for joining me and the panelists, giving me all this information and the love and their devotion to how we are working through our chakra systems, all this, you know, till July, you know. So I love everybody and thank you so very much. I'll let the panelists say goodbye and thank you very much for joining us. And we'll be back on Sunday. It will be the 4th Sunday at 6 p.m. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth with the solar plexus.
Bye, y'all. Thank you for coming.
Bye, y'all. Remember, love is the answer.